So, I wanted to do a quick little talk about ghosts. Tekken 8 ghosts are something that I've been using since the game release. When they launched the game and said there'll be ghosts that you can fight against, I got excited because I wasn't all about playing online or ranked or quick match. I was like, I'm gonna go through the story mode, probably go through some of the arcade mode. I'm gonna practice some characters, but I was like, I don't know how much ranked play I'll be doing because it was stressful for me. And same thing with quick match, on any of the online stuff. When they said there'll be ghosts, I was like, I could probably just enjoy playing ghosts the entire lifespan of the game. Low stress, and I know that the ghosts would change with each person. And I did see the YouTubers, during the beta, they showed like ghost gameplay, what they were, and how they were. And they thought it was cool. The game released, I don't think it was up to everybody's expectation in terms of the skill or how much they embody the actual human players. Because it's like, can I play a pro player's ghost and get good or get better based on it plays like them? It does play like them, but one of the things I think people don't understand, or maybe didn't think about it this way, is when you play the ghosts do not adapt to your gameplay like a human does, or a pro player, or anyone else. The ghosts, they do with the tendencies of the player, and it's mixed with a little bit of AI. Over time, I feel it working. It fills in the gaps during your gameplay. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the ghost just stands there like it doesn't know what to do. Maybe if you broke it somehow with what you've done. But there's good ghosts and there's bad ghosts, and one thing that can happen with the ghosts is that you can adapt to them, so you can figure them out, which usually ends up happening. You figure it out, you can beat it, and then you kind of, what you need to do is just move on after that. But I've come up with some ways where I use the ghosts and they've helped me get better. I mean, you still have to. I think I'm getting better through playing quick match and ranked and whatnot, with playing and adapting. The ghost can't teach you to adapt to the adapting opponent, because it's just going to do what it's going to do based on what you do. But I was been able to use it for a number of things. One of the things I've been able to use it for is basically labbing characters and getting used to characters. And I want to show you the ways in which you can use it yourself, and how I do it. One of the ways, early on, I fought a friend who used King. Didn't do too well. I was like, okay, I want to study the King matchup. So go into practice mode, do all that, yada yada. But it's like, okay, I need to fight more Kings. I'm going to go into quick match. I'm fighting Kazuya and Jins and other laws and Asuka. All these other characters that aren't King. And then I get a King match, play them, and then, it's over. So I thought, okay, go to the leaderboard, because there's ghosts. So what you could do is you go to the leaderboard here. You can go by rank points or match ranked wins, with whichever you like. And as you can see, you have these top players, their rank point with their characters. But then you go through filter, character. Now I'm having trouble with Heihachi. It was, yeah, this is Heihachi or Zhao Yu. Heihachi or Zhao Yu. I'd rather try to learn Zhao Yu. I probably will see more Heihachis, but Zhao Yu would be more fun, I think. So Zhao Yu, all the platforms. You could choose the season. Keep it on the current season. Alright, so it's filtered them down. So now I'm seeing all of the top players ranked by points. And now we have a long way to scroll. And what I usually would do is I would scroll down a bit before they added these other God Destruction ranks, so we got to go down further. Okay. I'll choose one or two God Destructions. I would go at random. I wouldn't even look. Don't know the characters for that. language, but so you click on them. Nice anime background. Go to the profile, download ghosts. Who do they have? They have a number of ghosts, but they had a Zhao Yu, God of Destruction. Download it. Boom. Now I would grab, not just one, I might grab 5 of them, and I might grab 5 of them in different rank levels. This, mind you, I was red rank or what have you. So I'd grab some from up here, and I might go and grab some of the blue ranks, but I grabbed 5. Grab 5 of them. I would go into practice mode, practice my punishes, and then I would kind of have like a little gauntlet of okay, I'm gonna fight these 5 Zhao Yus. So I go back out, head over to my ghost battle. And while we're in ghost battle, we bring them up. So we go to our downloaded ghosts, which I have many ghosts. We see our destruction, Zhao Yu. And then we practice this. We practice the things that we have been working on. So say I'd been working on my punishes. My punishes for Zhao Yu. I'd have the 5 different ones at random, different rankings. Load it up, and I just go one by one. I would do a first to 3 or first to 5 with each one, and just see if I can pick out and punish those things that the Zhao Yus were doing.
Come and get some, I dare you.
For the fun of it, I'm gonna play this one right now.
Round 1. Fight.
Now we did fight Zhao Yu earlier. This will be different than the last move fought, but still the same moveset, different style. As I said, the ghosts, they fill in the gaps for the player, so it has their tendencies, but not everything that they do. And even I fought my own ghost to talk about. It doesn't do everything that I would do. Now you might be saying to yourself, you're just beating up this ghost that has no clue what to do. It's God of Destruction. What does it even mean? Well, that's the thing. Right now, I'm running through my actual flow chart. I'm going to do a flow chart of some kind as I hit it. But you can't. If you want to actually learn something from it, you got to let it do what it's going to do. It does something more than jumps. And try to practice. Like, give it a chance to do these moves that you wanted to actually punish. I didn't even get a chance to punish moves before. I didn't get a chance to do any moves, really. Play a little more defense. And I think that's the key with the Ghost, is using more for a defensive learning tool than a straight offensive, approach to it. It's not can I beat this dummy up, it's can I recognize what I've practiced, can I pick out its patterns and punish things that are more, that I've seen or worked on consistently. That before. Caught me ducking.
Final round. Fight.
You'd be surprised. Because it's not really adapting to me, it's just, essentially reading my buttons to a degree. and using what this guy's play method is. If you give it a chance to do what it does, say after a match, you might learn something. So we'll end that battle. Just wanted to go through that one. And what I would do, I would have 5 of those. First to 2, first to 3, first to 5. You know, increase the difficulty with the different levels that I chose to download, and then, you know, take that whole session in. Another way that I like to use the ghosts is through replays, of course. Now with the replays, check and see. As you've seen me do many times before, or maybe not, I usually pick my matchups through my replays. So right here I had a awesome fight with a Leroy. That was a couple days ago, or maybe last week, I'm not certain. But through these replays, so we watched this one, FN Finest. He got me, he won all 3 matches. I watched the replay. Going through the replay, see all the prompts for all of his combinations, his duckables, his punishables. You know, I have those prompts set to where they will actually show me mid-game for my character. This works with any character that you may use. I use Lost, so it'll show me the prompts for that. But before the match, what you want to do is you want to go into the menus.
Round 1. Fight.
And down below, display while paused, punish techniques. If you're still working on your combos and you're newer to it, you can have it display punishes. It'll show you a combination that you could do, you know, based on what you've done. And it'll pause it where it'll ask you if you want to train it or not. Same thing with moves. High moves you can duck under, and throw commands. So you turn these on, and you let the match, you know, go in your replay. It's saying that I can duck that. A trick to be able to practice this now, because you can't essentially, there's no button where you can just train it. I wish there was, but you have to, you know, rewind it back a little bit, replay go. I say pause it, whatever buttons, if you're on PC you have to figure out. I mean on Xbox, pause it. It's easy to pause it and take control using the left joystick or Joy-Con, pressing it in. I can take control of that character. So now I have control of the character. And I can practice the duckable move. Or at least watch it. Restart, watch it a few times. Practice punishing it with whatever combos you know. And that'll take you far. The next thing. So it says I have this punish here. A 10 frame. And you definitely want to watch it a few times to get used to the animation. Watch him, not your character. And that's my punish. Practice it. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, not quite. And that's how you do it. So you run through the entire match. I won't do that again though. Run through the entire match, and after your replay match, say okay. Select it again. Show player 2 profile. You learn a little bit about them, their style, what they prefer. You go through and find the character that they used on you when you both play. You play Leroy. Download the ghost. Boom. Head to the super ghost battle. I say run over to the arcade machine. You can walk around and see all of the characters, the chibas of the ghosts that you downloaded, which is kind of cool, but for time, just run here. Now, where is he at? He was a Fujin. There he is. And you take him right over into a match where you practice. And like I said before, you're not steamrolling. You're trying to steal and almost show the ghosts that you can do damage. You are doing more defending, watching, trying to see these moves that you've spent time learning the punishes for and watching the animations for and seeing them in a match. You know, or I mean, you could just fight them and do that at the same time. I like to slow it down even further and just doing more defending than actual attacking and trying to get that. It's like, okay, I saw that. Here's where it did it again. Because again, the ghost is going to mimic what he did in his match. I want to say 7 times out of 10. Sometimes you'll get a ghost that acts completely different. Me and him, we fought on the 12th of June. If you look at the actual date of this ghost, today's the 17th. It refreshes the ghost's abilities after, I believe they said 5 matches online. It's either ranked or a quick match. So after 5 matches, it updates their style. So this ghost may play much different than how we played in our match. So you usually want to grab it while things are fresh. You know, after your session, go through where it says recent opponents, which I'll show you. So you make sure you get the freshest ghost that you know that you fought according to your opponent. Go to community tab, most recent opponents. And there's a list of all the opponents you fought and when you fought them, their names, what they used, and so forth. Now this might be a little challenging because you could fight somebody who has a different character as their main up here. Well, it actually looks like the character they used is actually appearing on this screen, so it should be safe. But you can go through here. You can get to their profile to download the ghost just the same. You can get it right after the match to make sure that you have the actual skill and style of the player that you fought right then and there. They might fight different 2 days from now, so that ghost might not even fight how we fought before. But he should have enough of the tendencies to where you can brush up on your defense using the ghost. And one last thing I wanted to go over with the replays reviews, something that well, I don't know if many people do it or have done it since the game came out, but with that, I like to fight my own ghost. Why would you want to fight your own ghost? What does it do for you? Well, it's entertaining for one thing. So this is your ghost. I choose spar with the ghost. It's entertaining. It's a very strange thing to fight. Basically, you're trying to outsmart yourself because the ghost is doing things that you do, and it's interesting to see it, and you know that's how you play to a degree. I would say it's 80% of you in that ghost. I would say 80%. And the way that I use it is I try to only play it after I've ranked up to differentiate to see, and it helps me push things a little bit in terms of now it's me trying to expose myself, not like that, but expose my weaknesses in terms of how I'm defending, what moves I'm doing. I know for a fact that when we fight this ghost here, it is going to hit with 3 plus 4, 4. And how fitting it's wearing.
Get some. I dare you.
It looks like it's wearing the old belt.
Fight.
So I do that move often. It's going to do it, but I'm usually able to punish. There we go. A couple, you know, every now and then I have some twin moments. But again, it's doing stuff that I used to do. So if I started, like I started sidewalking. So now I'm sidewalking myself. And at the same time, it's going to learn some of that. One thing that I'm pretty decent at is with punishing with that 3-4-4. So usually if I whiff, my ghost punishes it immediately. Now one explode that I know. I'm not the greatest on brakes, so I'll probably be able to grab my ghost more than I should be able to. Going off at the wall kind of go crazy.
Round 3. Fight.
I usually don't do that in the start of the round, but surprisingly though, it usually doesn't punish me if I punish it. So my ghost is actually pretty decent.
Fight.
You might think different if you fight it, which if you can find me, go ahead. That'd be interesting. But I wish though that sometimes it would pick up my full combo. And I did watch a video where a guy he said he kind of analyzed the system. I don't know how or had thoughts, ideas. There's only so much memory that these ghosts have. So I think that's where the gaps are, and that's where they had the game fill it in. Because there are times where I'm like, that's not something that I would do, and it does the right thing for the situation, but not something that I would do in the situation. So it has like a better response than me, and I'm like, I wouldn't respond like that. I would have messed up there, but it happens. And also for me, playing the ghost after the rank up is kind of like putting the stamp on the belt and putting the other belt behind us, moving forward, symbolic, if you will. But that's how I use that. So with that, I think that you should, if you can, go ahead and try these ghosts out. You'll find many people online, if you mention ghosts, they're not really about them. I don't hear that many talk about the ghosts actually. But I do think there's a time and place and a way to use them and get a lot out of them. I didn't mention I use the ghost to, if I worked on a combo, I need something, I need a dummy that does movement. You can do it in practice mode. Yes, you can turn the CPU on. You can practice combo that way. To keep everything fresh, grab a ghost. They're going to move around, and it's like low stakes, low stress. That's low stress is the time when you actually can learn and retain the knowledge. So if you get the combo you've been working on, you can't hit it in ranked. You can't hit it in quick match, but you might be able to hit it against a ghost because you're more relaxed. And you hit it enough times with their movement is enough to recognize when you've got the launch, when you can do the combination, and then you should gain more confidence in performing the combo so that when you do go into ranked, you at least acknowledge, oh, I got the launch, let me do my combo, and you've built it up enough reps just that awareness to perform and not, miss your moments. Something to think about, something to do. But that's the Tekken talk for this week on Ghost. Hope you got something out of it. If not, there's other videos I'll be posting. Let me know what you want to hear me talk about. Maybe there's a different topic. But let me know in the comments if you're about Ghosts in Tekken 8. If you're not about Ghosts, if you like the Ghosts, if you hate Ghosts, it's alright. I'm going to keep using them. But I hope that everybody still enjoys the game for what it is. Ghost or no Ghost. Have fun and take care. Peace.